to video 2 of the Soulset module. I am so excited. I know I said that last time, but I'm just so excited to be here. I am honored to be sharing all of this information with you because I want it to be of service and I want it to add value to your life, and I want it to basically help guide you on your path of expansion and awakening and consciousness and all of that. I am so impressed with everyone's vision statements, and I'm so impressed with everyone's dedication and commitment to the work, because your commitment to the work is what's going to see you gradual changes and what's going to lead to your own consciousness shifting. So I'm really impressed and really proud of you. And as I said last time, I'm here holding space for you, and I'm here supporting you and loving you and setting your intentions with you. So that was incredible. And I know it was a big project and I know it was a lot of work to do, but I promise you, that was the beginning. That was the catalyst. You have just lit the flame, and now we are ready to watch the fire go wild. So this video is all about energy and vibration. You know, this is my language. This is the language that I speak. I speak energy, and people who know me personally know that this is the language I speak, because everything is energy and energy is everything. I repeat, everything is energy. And energy is everything. Okay, so here you see my hand, right? You see my hand. Let it be in focus. That's my hand. All right, a few calluses from the gym and whatnot, but that's my hand. And what you see is you see a physical hand, and in between you see space, empty space. But the truth is that there is no empty space. So just as much as my hand seems physical to you and this space seems empty, energy and frequency exists within this space as well. Okay? Now, the only reason we can even see this as physical is because it is constantly vibrating. If it wasn't vibrating, we wouldn't be able to recognize it. Now, it's a certain frequency that our brain can recognize as physical. Now, the space in between, we cannot recognize as physical matter, but it still exists as a frequency. Now, some birds see auras and colors and those things. Even some people can see auras, and you can, take pictures with certain cameras that see your aura around you. So colors and all these different kinds of energy that we maybe haven't been able to translate yet exist around us, around every physical matter. Now, we just interpret this as physical, 3-dimensional, but there are 4 dimensions, 5 dimensions, 6 dimensions, and all of that exists within this space as well. We're just not receptive to it. And I'm going to go a little woo-woo on you, and I promised I wouldn't go too woo-woo in this course, but I'm going to go a little woo-woo. I actually believe in things like mermaids and aliens and fairies and all of that. And I believe that they exist on this plane, but just at a different frequency, a frequency that our brains cannot recognize at this stage because we haven't tapped into that frequency yet. So I'm going to explain frequency and energy and vibration to you today in a way that you can understand and again, be able to implement and manipulate to your advantage. So I want you to think of energy as like a stream, a wave that's constantly flowing. All right, it never stops and it can never die. It can only ever be transferred. That's another reason when people talk about death, I like to console people with the idea and the concept that in actual fact, these are our physical vessels for our energy. And once these physical vessels cease to exist, the energy has to be transferred somewhere. So it transfers into maybe a plane that we cannot interpret, but it still exists as energy. So no one ever dies because the energy still exists. It just moves. It constantly flows. It can never die. And that also proves the concept of, I believe that we come from one energy source, one infinite energy source. We exploded into billions and billions of pieces, and eventually we will come back to one energy source. And in the in-between, where it seems like we're all separate beings, really we're just that same one energy force expanded. All right, so it looks like there's empty space, but there's not. It's just an expansion of what already was one tight energy ball. Okay, so that proves that to me. That doesn't have to be your truth. This is my truth, and I'm just sharing my truth. Allow it to inspire you and allow it to help you form your own truth. Don't take anything as gospel, because my truth doesn't need to align with your truth. It doesn't even need to be your truth, because the only truth that matters is yours. Your entire reality is based on your own perception, on your own interpretation of the truth. There is one ultimate truth, and we are each trying to interpret that ultimate truth. And this is the way that mine is being expressed, but yours is personal to you, and that's the only truth that matters. Okay, so what is our natural energetic frequency? Our natural energetic frequency is that of well-being. Now, if you're an Abraham Hickser, you will already know this concept. And if you're not, where have you been? Where have you been? I'm about to introduce you to a moment that's going to change your life. Abraham Hicks, absolutely love Abraham Hicks material. It's channeled information. Esther Hicks channels this entity called Abraham, basically from the infinite source, and translates all of this divine information. And it's absolutely groundbreaking, and I love it so much. Our natural state of being is that of well-being, i.e. love. Love is the ultimate frequency. We come from love, and to love we shall return, and our journey here is just an expression of love. That's a term that I have coined, and I use it with all my clients because I want them to remember what their natural state of being is. And the way I can describe it to you best using a metaphor is this. Imagine you have a glass of water. Okay, now you have a cork, and you're pushing that cork down, okay, to help it stay underwater. What that is resistance, self-doubt, conditioning, limiting beliefs, all of the bullshit that comes from the three-dimensional plane, from living in a society, from, being taught things, being programmed, okay? That's all the crap keeping you down. That's all the crap making you feel crappy. That's, making you feel depressed, making you feel stressed, making you feel anxious, worried, doubtful, fearful, all of those limiting beliefs. That's what that feels like. Now, if you move your finger and let go, what happens to the cork? It goes boop, and it bounces back up at the top. You don't need to push it back up. You don't need to pull it back up. It will naturally spring to the top because that is its natural state of being. Our natural state of being is that of well-being, is that of love. And if I'm not feeling love in this moment, if I'm not feeling my own well-being, it means that I'm resisting what is. It's either love or the resistance of love. It's not love or fear, love or stress, love or doubt, love or worrisome, love or anxiety. It's not that. It is love or resistance to love. It's either well-being or resistance to well-being. Okay, it's either my natural state of being, bouncing at the top of the water, or me pushing it down because of all of these limiting, untrue beliefs. Okay, so that's the concept of our natural state of being. And why that's important to note is because then it makes it easy, because people are always like, what do I have to do to feel happier? What do I have to do to feel like myself? What do I have to do to remember, G? You don't have to do anything. The only thing you have to do is remove the damn veil. Okay, remove the veil. Stop believing that it's hard. Stop believing that you're stressed, that you're worried, that you're fearful, that you're anxious. Stop with those limiting beliefs, and I'll actually share an activity, an eliminating limiting beliefs activity to help you clear some of that energy. When you stop with these limiting beliefs, you then allow what is, and your natural state of being will just be bouncing at the top. So your natural state of being is when you are in alignment with the song of the universe, that gut feeling. That gut feeling that you get? That is the universe. That is alignment. All right. And we want to be in a state of alignment because when we're in a state of alignment, we're in alignment with the frequency of everything we desire. Now think of the vision statement you just created. When you're in a state of well-being, when you are feeling joyous and happy and just grateful for life, that's when you're in the receiving mode. That's when, again, you're condensing time and space and you're bending reality because you are now matching the frequency of it. Now, if I was, again, going to use an analogy, I'm going to use analogies and metaphors frequently because they help you resonate with the message, right, and understand what I'm trying to say. So imagine a radio station, right? You've got a radio station and you want to tune into 101.9 FM, okay? But your dial is tuned into 90 AM. You're never going to be able to hear the frequency of 101.9 FM, right? Because you're tuned into the wrong frequency. 101.9 FM is well-being, is joy. 90 AM is that of stress, fear, anxiety. It's not the same frequency, so it's not going to match up. That doesn't mean that the frequency of 101.9 FM isn't being transmitted. It's absolutely being transmitted. All the frequencies are simultaneously being transmitted, but I'm just tuned into the wrong frequency, so I'm not a vibrational match. right? If you have the desire for the $10,000, but you're tuned into a lack mentality, you're tuned into the frequency of, I do not have $10,000, I don't have enough, everything is too expensive, I'm broke, I'm never gonna have enough, it's too hard to earn money, I have to work like a dog, I have to hustle my ass off, I have to do all of this, then you're not tuned into an abundance frequency. You're not tuned into the frequency of that money. The same frequency that asks for the desire is not the same frequency that receives it or comes to the realization of it. That's where the shift needs to take place. Now, I mentioned this briefly last week, but I'm going to say it again. The thought alone creates the frequency of it, creates the energy. Okay, and then you just have to come to the realization of it. Now, I like to use the example of aliens. If there was a fifth dimensional being right now observing Earth, okay, what they would see is they would see what is physical. They would also see what is memory. They would also see what is imagined. They would see our visualizations. They would see our thoughts. They wouldn't be able to distinguish what is what, because for them, they're all already tuned into all the frequencies. Okay, so they can see all the energy as it is. Now, for whatever reason, us three-dimensional beings can only tune into the three-dimensional plane. So we can only see the frequency of that which is physical. But the thought alone creates the frequency. So we just need to match that frequency. That's all we need to do to come to the realization of it. So when it comes to manifesting that which we desire, all it is about is changing the interpretation. So again, as I used my hand example, we interpret this as physical and we interpret this as empty space. We interpret the thought as empty space, as not real, but all we need to do is tune into a different frequency in order to match that. Now, this week's fun work is super exciting. I have a manifesting activity for you to help you change your frequency, to help you tune in to the energy of that which you desire, okay? Because as I said, everything is static, everything is moving, everything is frequency, everything is energy, and energy is only ever transferred. So we need to emit a frequency of abundance in order to come to the realization of, because you never, ever, ever attract that which you want. You only ever attract that which you are. Remember how I said last week that the universe is a mirror, okay? It's literally a mirror. I am not going to see in the mirror anything that isn't what I already am. So that's why the vision statement is super powerful, because as I'm emitting that energy, I'm receiving it back in return, because I already believe in my mind's eye that that is the energy that I am. Okay, so again, we're manipulating using this information, and we're manipulating it to our advantage in order to tune in and tap into the energy that we already are. Basically, what I'm saying is you want to more often than not be in a state of well-being, be in a state of alignment. Okay, and Carlo in the Heart Set module will talk more about alignment. Alignment is my thing and I love alignment, it's my jam, but Carlo is also an absolute expert at it, so he's taking on the alignment, but I wanted to tap into it slightly. Alignment is being in harmony with that of the universe, with that of the abundance. So when I think of abundance, this is what I think. If I look outside your window right now, do you see the trees? Do you see the grass? Do you see nature? Look at a tree. A tree is the perfect example. How many leaves are on that tree? Could you count the leaves? No, you couldn't, because there's an abundance of leaves. There are an abundance of trees. There are an abundance of birds. There are an abundance of bees, of clouds, of grass stems, of everything. Nature is abundant. And the same energy that created nature created me. Okay, now for whatever reason, nature doesn't resist that which it is. The water is powerful. The water is sacred. Think of the ocean. It is abundant. It is filled with this energy source, and it is so powerful. The trees continue to grow. They go through their cycles. Okay, they lose their leaves, they shed, and then they regenerate, they rebirth, they go through their cycles, but they never worry about, are my leaves going to grow back? Are the flowers going to bloom? Is there going to be enough food? They just naturally allow what is, but humans resist it. We resist it. We're like, but I'm worried. Will it come? Is it going to come? Am I worthy enough? Do I deserve this? Do I have to work harder? What am I doing wrong? We have all of these limiting beliefs resisting what is. So what I need you to do right now is just let it all go. Let it all go and believe that you're in a state of alignment, and be in a state of alignment. All right, stop worrying just for 24 hours. Don't worry about anything. Accept it as though you had chosen it. Accept it as though you had chosen it. Okay, and let it be what it is. And as soon as you remove that and you just feel happy being in the present moment, okay, not thinking about the past and not thinking about the future, just being in the present moment and being happy and feeling aligned, feeling joy, feeling grateful in the present moment, watch how quickly the energy shifts. because the energy you'll then be projecting will be completely different. It'll be much more in a state of alignment, then attracting unto you things that are in alignment with your desires, with your vision. Okay, this was a super powerful video. I wanted to make it quick because I want you to be able to take these videos and make them tangible. So get excited about the fun work this week. I am so excited for you. You are going to manifest something. Choose one thing to manifest. Follow the instructions in the workbook. Choose one thing to manifest. And by manifest, I just mean come to the realization of what already is. Okay, it is all energy. Energy is everything, and everything is energy. I love you so much, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, love, and light.